pay-per-view game show, Terror is Reality. The protest just compounds the problems of the game show, which has been plagued recently by tumbling ratings and controversy. Cure was on the site of the show to display their opposition to what they call the unethical treatment of zombies.
So the first Dead Rising was kind of a sleeper hit on the 360. Not a lot of people really counted on it being any good, and you actually didn't think it was very good?
No, I wanted to love the first Dead Rising because the premise was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, a free-form or free-roaming zombie game in a shopping mall where everything can be used as weapons.
And hundreds of zombies.
Thousands of zombies is on paper a brilliant idea, but the first game had a lot of design choices that I felt were horrible.
Such as?
The save game system, you only had one save slot. There was a constant time pressure where you had to run from one into the other, get to a mission before the time went off. And all that combined meant that you could very easily put yourself in a situation where the game became unbeatable and you had to start over.
Again and again.
Again and again and again. And it was just incredibly frustrating. So I ended up shelving it and didn't touch it ever since.
So how come you played the sequel?
Because I wanted to like Dead Rising 1, and I was hoping that they had fixed some of the problems in Dead Rising 2, and they have.
Great.
Basically. The game takes place 5 years after the first game. The zombie threat has sort of been contained, and now zombies are, you know, they're not a part of everyday life, but they're sort of an accepted phenomenon. So there's like reality show programs about killing zombies, and there are zombie activist right movements, and people working on a cure to cure zombieism forever. You play as this guy called Chuck Green. He's a former motocross champion.
Chuck Green.
Chuck Green. And now he's, his daughter was bitten, his wife was killed by zombies, and his daughter has been bitten by zombies. So she's in danger of turning into a zombie, but because of this drug called Zombrex, you can keep the zombie infection down. Okay. So he partakes in this program called Terror is Reality, which is one of those game shows where they kill zombies for money in order to pay for this very expensive drug. The game starts out with, in this town called Fortune City, which is basically a copy of Las Vegas. And he's participating in one of these shows, and after the show, for some reason, all the zombies from the show break loose, and all hell breaks out. And he's set up and framed. The media thinks that he unleashed the zombies for some reason because he's a zombie terrorist or whatever. And so he has 72 hours until the military arrives to prove his innocence and keep finding Zombrex for his daughter, which he needs every 24 hours.
Okay. So she's actually following him around? Or?
No, she's sitting at home in the safe house. So the mechanic of it, you know, it can easily become something that sort of mechanic can become really annoying.
Yeah, I was already fearing that.
But no, I mean.
So basically, what you have is zombie chaos in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That sounds insanely cool.
It is, and still as with the first game, there's thousands of zombies. Everything can be used as a weapon. And a new feature is you can combine objects into weapons.
Okay.
And when you use these combo weapons, you get bonus points, prestige points they're called. They're what you use for leveling up and getting new skills and more health and that. So, you know, the act of killing zombies, there's way more zombies than you can hope to kill anywhere. So you have to sort of pick and choose and just run around most of the time and then only kill the zombies that are actually in your way. But the act, or the fact that you get prestige points by killing zombies using combo weapons makes the combo weapon creation so addictive that you want to go kill zombies all the time.
It almost sounds like zombie loot.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there is actually, are the recipes, are they pre-made or
they are
some sort of...
Whenever you level up, you get a new recipe, but all the weapons, you can discover them for yourselves. So if you've seen a screenshot of the kayak paddle with a chainsaw at the end, you only have to find those two objects and put them together, and you have the weapon. So you don't have to unlock weapons before you can use them, which is cool. The other way might have been frustrating.
One of the few things I liked about the first one, before I also got frustrated, was that he was actually a photographer, a journalist of some sorts. Are you able to take pictures?
That mechanic is out.
Completely out?
Completely out. It's been replaced by the combo weapon prestige point killing. So anyway, as I said, you have 72 hours to sort of get to the bottom of the mystery. The game runs on a timer. So the story missions are only available in a certain time window, and then you have at that point in time you have to go there to start the next mission. That was one of the things that annoyed me about the first game because they were spaced really close together, time-wise. So you really had to haul ass to get somewhere. This time there's plenty of time to screw around between missions.
Awesome.
Yeah, they've eased the time pressure a lot, so the time mechanic more feels like a way of keeping the game going, keeping the action going, rather than punishing you or whipping you with whipping you to keep going.
Yeah, because time constraints in games actually for me usually just stress the hell out of me. It means that I just quit the game pretty much instantly. But this time around you're actually able to go around and explore the
often you have like 6, 8, 12 hours in-game time. To rather not in real time but in game time to just mess around. And then of course there's a bunch of side missions, survivors that you can go rescue, which gives you lots of prestige points, which means more leveling up. It's kind of like an MMO grind, but it's really fun.
Yeah. And the restart mechanic from the first one.
The restart mechanic is still there. But I restarted the game once on my playthrough really because I was horribly stuck at a boss fight. And the boss fights are really the weakest thing about the game. Because as with the first game, you battle these psychos every once in a while. Most of them are optional. Some of them are part of the story missions. And the thing about the boss fights are they're really video gamey. Like usually they have some sort of pattern you have to figure out and then hit them and win. But the game doesn't really teach you that very well. So some of the bosses are annoyingly hard. Some of them are retardedly easy depending on the mechanic, and some of them are insanely hard to figure out. And that's my major gripe about it. And it's but the game is still a lot of fun despite of that. And with the restart mechanic, you have the option of restarting, keeping all your stats, keeping all your levels, and then just going back in the story. And it works pretty well because there's less time pressure than in the first game. So restarting doesn't feel like that big of a setback, I thought, when I did it. So
it sounds like it pretty much fixed all your gripes about the first game.
Every single gripe.
So is this the ultimate zombie slasher game?
If you like slashing, slow-moving zombies, yeah, pretty much. If you're into fast zombies, like Left 4 Dead, you can shoot zombies here as well with guns, but the shooting mechanics are a little iffy. But yeah,
looks much more like a melee game.
Yeah, it's a very melee and awesome weapons. Killing zombies has never been more fun.